I'm not panicking about how this project's going. I'm doing fine. This is fine. It's completely fine that it's 5 p.m. It's completely fine that I've tacked that in place in the wrong spot. Good morning. This week we are doing my first ever one-day sewing challenge. Normally when I make clothes, I don't really like to rush it because I really want to make things that are going to last, and I try to do it properly. But in this case, we are moving house in literally 2 days. So I actually really only have 1 day to make this. So what we're making, and this may be ill-advised, is my dream pleated skirt. And I mean that literally in that I dreamt about it last night. So let's talk about the skirt. So we're going to make a high-weighted, I tried to combine waisted and pleated. We're going to make a high-waisted, knife-pleated miniskirt, like I have seen in these reference images. Reference. Cute skirts, super cute skirts. Let's talk about the fabric. This is why this project might be ill-advised, because I love this fabric so much. And we're not doing a mock-up. We are using my wool fabric that I bought in Japan. Isn't it just so pretty? It looks so close to the reference images. So I am super excited to make this into a skirt. And if I've done my maths correctly, we might be able to make a cute little necktie as well if we have time. What are the chances we have time? Very low. So let's talk about maths. I thought it would be cute to put my glasses on so that I could be like, oh look, I'm thinking and doing maths. They're in the car. I'm not gonna get them. We're just gonna have to buck that stereotype. The tutorial that I found online, I'll put the link in the description. It's from someone's blog from like 10 years ago.
I checked, it's almost exactly 10 years ago.
But they talked about either doing shallow pleats or deep pleats. And I would like to do deep pleats because I'd like a lot of fullness in the bottom of the skirt to balance out my waist, right? To do deep pleats, the hem of the skirt should be 5 times the measurement of your waist. So lots of fabric. Wait, I wrote this down somewhere as well. Hang on.
These were the measurements I was working with for the skirt, and initially I figured that I could just cut a strip of fabric that length and then kind of accordion the fabric into a waistband, and bam, you've got a skirt. But because I'm me, I wanted pockets, which means we needed side seams, and also a back seam, because obviously we need to get into the skirt. My fabric is 180 centimeters long and 140 centimeters wide, and as I needed the whole width of the skirt to be 342 centimeters, I thought, easy. We just cut along the length and we're good. But we are not good because of course the grain line runs along the length and we need that grain going down the skirt for crisp pleats. So this is what I had to do instead, and you see why I decided to just draw it instead of actually explain it.
I feel very weird about the whole we're skipping the mock-up step, but like, I guess let's get into cutting out the fabric. And I already set up my sewing machine and overlocker, and that's where I cut the fabric out. Oh boy. It's like 10 a.m. and I'm already thinking that I would like some lunch. I should eat bigger breakfasts. Okay, so let's get into it. But first, do you want to see how my packing is going? Because this is what it looked like a few days ago when I posted my last video. And this is how my studio is looking now. Check it out. I mean, this might actually not look, look, there just isn't junk on the floor, okay? There's junk in boxes, and look, boxes. And here are my mannequins. I'm selling this one. I saved up for this dress form for quite a while and I was very excited about it. I was gonna do all sorts of draping on it. And then I realized that her bust is about 2.5 inches bigger than mine, which makes this completely useless to me. Of course, you've already seen the one that I bought instead of that, and it could be better. That one's also slightly too big in the bust. If you buy yourself a dress form, measure it so carefully and make sure that it is smaller than you. You can pad it up. It's been an expensive exercise. Now here's where we hope that the measurements on the label are correct. I just realized that this has straight lines. We have a cutting guide on this fabric. Why don't I sew with plaid all the time? That's gonna make this so much easier. My God. Okay. I feel like I look insane, but we're trying to get a lot done in 1 day. Okay. So much easier, oh my God. Just mark that line, cut along that, first panel done. This is great, this is so good. Okay, it turns out that the plaid pattern on this is not as great of a cutting guide as I thought, because there is the slightest which is concerning. I think that's because of the stretch of the fabric and the fact that it has been rolled up for so long, or I don't know. It's probably existed for a long time and it's stretched a little bit maybe. It'll be fine. Can you see it when it's like along the table? Oh no, I just realized I need to do pattern matching. Oh no, oh dear. This is why I don't use plaids. So no. Oh no, this one's wrong too. The funny thing is a mock-up wouldn't have helped me with this. We're certainly learning stuff though. Yay! So that's a pocket. We fold it in half. Nice. It is straight up, it's midday and all we have done is cut the fabric out. So hopefully this speeds up after I have some poor decisions, which is instant noodles, because I'm an adult. I'm gonna try and generate some brain power by eating a bit more, and then we're going to figure out this front panel thing, pockets, pleats, all that good stuff. How am I gonna put the pleats in if the pockets have to be in? Why do I make these so complicated? I have had my lunch, and rather than giving me the pep that I needed, I think it's just made me really sleepy because it was mostly carbs. It was entirely carbs, actually. So the pattern matches this way, but I'm also trying to get it to match vertically, and I'm not sure that my brain can handle that. I gotta say, it is rainy and cold outside, and the vibe of today is such a curl up in my chair with a book and a cup of tea kind of vibe, and that is the opposite of what I'm going to be doing for the next couple of days. Ow! So here we go. So I've lined up the seam here. So hopefully it should just look like a continuous pattern, well, ish. Okay, let's see how that looks. This fabric is a two-way stretch. Oh. I saw it on the label, I saw it said two-way stretch and I just didn't believe it. Why did I buy this? This probably isn't gonna hold crisp pleats at all. Oh well, we've started now, so we're gonna keep going. But yeah, adjust your expectations. Okay, so I know that this panel is 143. My total needs to be 172, which means we need 29 centimeters on this side. So now this is our front panel. Did I cut enough skirt panels? Is this a skirt panel? Yeah, okay, cool. This one lines up. Good, good. Now that we've got our pieces cut out, finally, my God. I think that the next step is going to be attaching the side seams with the pockets in them so that we get one big continuous piece, and then we can put the pleats in.
I've never actually done pockets like this where you just kind of take a square and fold it in half and then that becomes the pocket, but I've definitely seen it on clothes before, so I took a really long time trying to figure it out.
All right, I'll tell you what, I'm just doing it. This can't be right, can it? Skirt back, pocket, skirt front. Look, I think I can make it work. I don't know why, but this is what it looks like. Let's go. It's so much fabric. Whoop. I always leave my scissors on my ironing board. It's so far away. It's all right, we're gonna, oh, and those ones are out of reach too. It's okay. The machine has a self cutter. I don't know why I'm freaking out. It is like silently raining outside and it's just dark and cold and cozy. And I just love cold, cozy weather. I'm very excited for autumn and winter. But yeah, on days where I have to leave the house, I don't like it. But on days where I get to stay home, it's the best. Okay, back to the overlocker. God, this is a cute fabric, isn't it? Wearing this as a skirt with this top, oh, it's gonna be so good. As long as it's not terrible. That's a big if. Okay, what do we think about in the new studio? Maybe I get a roller chair so I can roll between my sewing machine and my overlocker. What do we think about that? Also, what do we think about getting a secondhand industrial sewing machine so that it's cheaper, but so that I can sew denim and heavy canvas and leather and get into some exciting projects. Jeans. Let's try jeans. Nearly fell over. Okay, so remember, back panel, pocket, front panel, and now, if I could do this gracefully, which I haven't, here, and then here, we'll go whoop, up, down, down, pocket. It's going to work. Aha, scissors in reach. Oh, it's very concerning that we haven't started the pleats yet. I also have to figure out how to hide the pockets in the pleats, so hopefully that works out. Maybe I shouldn't have done pockets for my first attempt at this. Yeah, so these don't line up in the slightest. Little question for you. What do you call this? You might not be able to see it, but do you call this a seam ripper or an unpicker? Because I call it an unpicker, but I'm now thinking that I actually don't think I've heard anyone else call it that. I feel like everyone else calls it a seam ripper. So is that a regional thing or is that a me thing?
The next step was doing a bunch of calculations for how I would sew down the tops of the pleats, which ended up being completely unnecessary.
Well, I think I can reward myself for all that maths with a cookie. Look, some weather just calls for cozy treats. I have a lot of work to do. I should really get started. I mean, I'm really not good at rushing if my brain doesn't want to. It's just in cozy mode. I thought that maybe laying this out on the floor would help get it all in the shot. Nope. Let's try and pleat this up into 27 inches. All right, so doing it that way completely closed in the pocket, so that's no good. Oh my God, this isn't gonna work. I just thought that the pocket could sit out this way, but that makes the pleats go the wrong way. Oh no. Am I gonna be doing another project where I have to sew the pocket shut? I spent so long on those.
I should explain that for the pleats, I was doing 2.5 centimeter deep pleats, which meant that I needed to create folds where I went 3 times forward and 2 times back repeatedly to end up with pleats that are 2.5 centimeters wide visually. So that just meant placing pins that alternated between 7.5 centimeters apart and 5 centimeters apart and then folding.
I feel like I am doing this in the most awkward way possible. Okay, so the pocket on this side works. It's like hidden inside some pleats, but it can be there. Okay, we may just have one pocket in this and we'll just sew the other one shut. I think this is why people do mock-ups. So this is the pocket that needs to be sewn up. This is the one that kind of goes the wrong direction. But I think that if we just pull the pocket out from the waistband, then this one will sit okay. This is like a secret pocket. The back. Don't even get me started on the back. I don't know. We have to get it done today, but also, like, I don't know. I shouldn't have tried to do this in a day. Let's go. Time to remove this pocket and then sew this down. I'm not panicking about how this project's going. I'm doing fine. This is fine. It's completely fine that it's 5 p.m. It's completely fine that I've tacked that in place in the wrong spot. That was rough. That's a very thick seam now because it for no reason has four layers of fabric in it. Now we're gonna deal with this. I just realized that this definitely needs interfacing. I forgot that I packed all of the interfacing already. We made it this far. Okay, so I didn't get it done in one day. It's gonna be a day and a bit. It's nearly there. We have to do the final pack of stuff tomorrow so that we can move first thing Friday morning. So yeah, I'm gonna have to, I think, go with whoops, and I will just have to finish it early tomorrow morning before we literally pack everything left in our house. I'll see you then. Good evening, I'm back. It's still day one. I'm cooking dinner. We got the tofu frying. The tofu's gonna take a little while to get crispy, so I figured that while that's happening, I'm gonna pin the inside of the waistband in place. This is real, okay? I am doing my best. Also, here's the weirdest bit of pattern tomfoolery I've ever done. I wanted the pleats to continue to make the nice pleated shape, so it kind of like pops out over the zipper. That's my solution to this issue. Oh no, I'm moving house tomorrow. I don't have time for this. Welcome to day 2 of my 1-day sewing challenge. We moved house. It's been a minute. And by a minute, I mean almost a week, and it has been an exhausting week. So sometimes a challenge is just that, it's a challenge, and you don't always rise to the occasion. We're gonna try for 2 days. Although I still have to go back to the old house today and touch up some paint on some walls because some 3M clips did me very dirty. Today, in terms of sewing, we are doing some stitching in the ditch. I've never successfully done that on a garment, but I did figure out how to do it when I was doing my wedding dress. And the answer is very, very slowly. And then we're gonna hem it and then we're done. There's not that much to do, but like what I'm looking at right now is just mess. There's just stuff everywhere. There's boxes, there's a chest of drawers in the middle of the lounge room. And you should see my studio space.
Dial 1 on your keypad now for a sewing studio makeover.
So I am a little bit overwhelmed and I may later, on my way to the other house, go and get myself a little treat because I am just in that little treat space. I feel like it's been ages since I've seen you, but at the same time, it hasn't really been for you. It's probably been a couple of seconds, but it feels like it's been ages for me. So if I'm a bit weird today, sorry. Whoops. Oh no. I am worried that there is some broken metal inside the machine. I feel like I should wear glasses, but I don't know where they are, so we'll just... Oh, it's a miracle, it's not balked. Okay, let's keep going. This is a hefty machine. Actually, it looks really good from the outside. You can't even see it. Huh? I hide my eyes, can you see?
There are a few spots in the waistband that weren't quite pulled in by the stitching, so I just tidied those up with hand sewing.
I love the shape. It's so much cuter than I thought it would be. Also, I was here for 2 days. As I was putting my clothes away, I then realized that there was a full-length mirror in here. So with actual space to try on the things. Haha. Haha. I'm very happy about this development. All right, let's get to pressing and hemming. We're just gonna overlock it, fold it up, sew it. So let's go.
I tried jumping straight into pressing the pleats and quickly found out that I am no good at lining them up. So I moved on to pinning all of the pleats in place first, then ironing them once I was happy with the placement of all of them. I also sprayed the pleats with a mixture of vinegar and water to help set them.
I don't know if that's the way you're meant to do it, but that's the only way I could figure out to do it. So what I'm gonna do is while the pins are still in place, I'm just going to trim. Also, did you know that vinegar is like amazing? You can spray it on stuff so that bugs won't come and eat it. Vinegar is my new best friend. Chicken nuggets is like my family. Let's go do that thing I said I already forgot. Trimming the skirt like that while it was still pinned is the dumbest thing to do. Don't do that. I have created a hem that goes... So hopefully I can fix that.
I then did some sewing without putting my audio on, and why do I always do my most animated talking when I forget to turn my audio on? Like, who has any idea what I'm talking about? I certainly don't.
If I did this again, which I will, because I will definitely make more pleated skirts because they are so cute. Next time what I would do is leave like a 2-inch hem on it and I would press that at the same time that I press the pleats in place. Now that I've done it this way, they're kind of like, the pleats have been pressed and then this goes up and it kind of like, they don't interact well. I cannot believe that I have not had a pleated skirt since high school. Actually, no, I did have one after high school. Now I think about it, I was like 19. It was purple. It came up to here and it had little leather straps, like a little pinafore thing. It was very gothic. One time I wore it out and someone asked me if I was a stripper. This is why full-length mirrors are important, okay? My God, it just goes on forever. All right, so all that's actually left on the skirt now is doing the final press and then it's time for the reveal. But let's go get ourselves a little present and then let's go to the reveal. Bye. Oh, I love this so much. I love it so much. Why didn't I make this earlier? Okay, let's go. I got not 5 minutes away from the house and I was thinking, should I get one of those irons that turns off automatically? And then I thought, oh my God, I don't remember turning the iron off. I don't actually remember unplugging it. Guess what? I didn't unplug it, but I did turn it off. I just have this constant anxiety that I'm gonna burn the house down. So obviously I turned around immediately when I realized I couldn't be sure, but now we're sure. Now it's treat time, let's go. My intention was to buy one okay? And I hadn't decided if I was going to get Persuasion, Sense and Sensibility, or Emma. I had found these cloth-bound books a little while ago, and I wanted one, but they were doing a promotion where it was buy two and get a third one for free. I'm not made of stone. So pretty. They're so pretty. I will say though, I had planned to buy a croissant or some kind of pastry with custard in it, and because I spent $75 on books, I didn't. So aren't I good?